Picture this. You just wrapped up dinner downtown and your taste buds are craving just a little bit more. Maybe a little live music or something just to cap off the night. Maybe a craft cocktail with some rooftop vibes. So you stroll a couple of blocks away from downtown and the streets are suddenly eerily calm. I can literally hear that Tennessee River from 2 blocks away. Did I miss the memo that Chattanooga puts itself to bed early? I'm Chris Roberts. I'm not in the top 1% of realtors in Chattanooga, and honestly, I'm good with that. I give 100% to every single client, especially folks moving here wondering if Chattanooga or Cleveland really could feel like home. So if you're ready to make the move, call or text me anytime. And if you're still exploring, grab my free relocation guide. You'll find that link right down below in the description. It's even got a few late night surprises that I wish someone had told me. Now, one thing my out-of-state clients ask all the time, and one client actually even bailed on moving here for this reason, is what's Chattanooga's nightlife like, or is there even one? They loved the mountains. We toured the homes. We're ready to write an offer, and then said it kind of feels like we'd have to import our entire social life. They didn't end up moving. So today, we're going to take an honest look at why our downtown goes dark so early, where the late nighters actually hang out, and how you can thrive here even if you're a full-blown night owl. When you Google things to do in Chattanooga, you'll see gorgeous outdoor shots, trendy brunch patios, and craft beer and whiskey by the gallon. What you won't see is that by 11 p.m. on a Thursday, a lot of those patios are flipping their chairs and calling it a night. It's not that Chattanoogans hate fun, we just lean heavily into morning fun. Sunrise paddleboarders, trail runners, and cyclists taking on Lookout Mountain before most cities have even finished their coffee. But let's be real, if your happy place runs from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m., you might feel some ghost town vibes on your first visit. I know I did. I remember the first time that I went looking for dessert after 10, I ended up eating a Twix at a gas station. And that was not the rooftop night that I had envisioned. So let me know, is a quiet downtown after dark a red flag for you, or exactly your vibe? I thought it was a deal breaker until I started waking up for sunrise coffee on the Walnut Street Bridge. What about you? So let's break it down. Chattanooga's median age is around 38. But culturally, we definitely lean family forward. Lots of folks here have early bedtime kids, or they're those kids that are heading to robotics club at 7 a.m. Like I used to go to chorus at 7 a.m. growing up, so I was always in bed early. That energy shapes zoning meetings and business hours. And Tennessee law, it technically allows for alcohol sales until 3 a.m., but local ordinances give downtown bars a softer curfew. Station Street has a 12:30 last call on weekends just to keep the peace with nearby condos. So even hotspots like Gate 11 Distillery or Whiskey Thief tend to close a little earlier than their Nashville counterparts. Bars stay open when butts are in their seats. With roughly 580,000 people in the greater metro area and many living out in suburbs like Ottawa or Appleton, weeknight demand just doesn't justify a full staff until 2 a.m. All right, so what is open if you want to stretch the night a little? Let me give you 5 spots where you've got a decent shot at something lively past 11 p.m. Just check Google before you go, because sometimes hours can shift. Now, we've got Reagan's Retro Bar on Station Street. This is one of the millennial nostalgic favorite places. It's an 80s and 90s themed dance bar with neon lights, giant disco balls, and themed nights that rotate between boy band throwbacks and hair metal bangers. It's usually open until midnight or a little later on weekends, and the crowd tends to skew late 20s to 40s. If you want to relive your high school prom only with better shoes and no curfew, this is going to be the spot. And yes, this is me in high school. I always had to be a little bit different. And then we've got Unknown Caller on Cherry Street. You're going to enter what looks like an old school phone booth and descend into a dimly lit basement bar that feels like it is straight out of a noir film. They serve some of the most creative cocktails in the city. Think smoked rosemary, seasonal infusions, and those crystal clear ice cubes that are carved to order. It's small, cozy, and really vibes heavy. They're open until around 1 a.m. on weekends, and it is perfect for a date night or quiet conversation with some strong drinks. Chattanooga's go-to comedy club, the Comedy Catch, it's been around for decades. You'll find touring comics from Netflix, Comedy Central, and then the regional circuit. Late shows on Fridays and Saturdays usually run until about midnight, and there's a full bar and surprisingly really good bar food. And it's a great option if you want to be entertained without yelling over music. And then we have Exile off Main. It's a gritty and very local, no frills, no pretense type of place. Exile hosts everything from punk shows and poetry nights to indie DJ sets and some open mic chaos. So if you like your nightlife with a little bit of an edge and a lot of personality, this place delivers. Bonus, they're one of the few downtown spots that keeps the energy going past midnight fairly consistently. And then we've got Whiskey Cowgirl on Broad Street. Now, imagine if Nashville's Broadway had a satellite bar in Chattanooga. That's going to be Whiskey Cowgirl. It's got mechanical bulls, massive dance floors, and a very lively crowd that loves country music and vodka Red Bulls in equal measure. They sometimes stretch the close to 2 a.m., especially on Fridays and Saturdays. And while it's not in the very heart of downtown, if you're craving a bit rowdier of a scene, it's totally worth a Lyft ride. Now, which of those 5 would you hit first? And what's your go-to late night drink? I had my first Negroni recently, and while I've never really been a big alcohol drinker, I really did like that one. Bonus points if you name one that's not on the list. Let's go ahead and build the ultimate after dark map right here in the comments. Now, even with a few good options, you still need a plan. So here's the kit that I recommend to my night owl clients. Let's buy rideshare credits. Lyft and Uber thin out after 1 a.m. So if you preload a $20 credit, the surge pricing is going to sting a little less. Portable batteries. Jeeps is going to drain your phone faster than a sake bomb drains a shot glass. And you're going to want to layer up because river humidity plus the ridge breeze is going to give you some unpredictable temperatures. So bring a packable windbreaker. And for an after dark food list, you're going to want to keep that screenshot of Champy's walk-up window hours. They're usually open until 11, or Southside Wing Company's pickup times. And you're going to want to have some cash because a few venues still run cash only at the door. JJ's Bohemia, I'm looking at you. And then you can have like a little DIY after party kit because some bars, they offer sealed up to-go cocktails. So grab one of those before heading out for the night and keep those vibes alive at home. Now, let's say that you need something just a little bit bigger. One of my favorite things about Southeast Tennessee is that we are so close to bigger metro centers. Nashville is just 2 hours northwest. Atlanta, they're about an hour 45 south. Don't want to drive? You can totally grab the Groom Shuttle in East Ridge down to Atlanta at almost any time of day. And heck, if you end up calling Cleveland your home, you can be in Knoxville in no time and enjoy some of that college town's nightlife. So yes, you can get your neon fix, crash at a friend's, and be back under the scenic city's sunrise in time for brunch. But here's a little twist. Most of my clients realize that they only occasionally want that big city nightlife. The rest of the time, Chattanooga's peace and quiet, it's exactly what they've been looking for. All right, so let's talk the big picture. If your dream includes dancing until 2 a.m. every weekend, Chattanooga, it might feel a little small. But if you'd trade disco balls and neon lights for rock climbing before breakfast or paddle boarding at sunrise, no state income tax, property taxes that are about 30% lower than the national average, and traffic jams that are measured in minutes, not miles, then this city might be your sweet spot. I've had clients move here from California, Chicago, Atlanta, and many were night owls, but looking for something just a little different. 6 months later, they're texting me these sunrise pictures and saying things like, I became a morning person on accident. So let me know in the comments, could you see yourself flipping from a night owl to a sunrise junkie, or do you think that your inner vampire would revolt? All right, friends, that is the honest scoop on Chattanooga After Dark. Sure, we power down a bit earlier than Las Vegas, but we also power you up with epic mornings, friendly neighbors, and property taxes that won't keep you up at night. So if that kind of lifestyle sounds great to you, go ahead and grab that free relocation guide using the link in the description. It's packed with even more late night tips and venues to check out and local resources. Still curious about what actually stays open late in Chattanooga? I've got a deep dive into our nighttime gems coming soon, so hit that subscribe button if you don't want to miss it. And if nightlife is your make or break factor, go ahead and reach out. I'll help you weigh the neighborhoods, the commutes, and the lifestyle trade-offs so that you can decide if Chattanooga belongs on your shortlist. Until then, call, text, or email me anytime with questions about life in Chattanooga and Cleveland, Tennessee.